My latest preoccupation with the church and what keeps me awake at night is whether the church has abdicated its inherent responsibility of taking care of its own neighbors. It is inconceivable for me that South Africa, with estimated 80% of Christian, why are the majority of our people, both black and white, are still living in abject poverty? Why do we have a government that is deliberately trembling upon the rights of the church with impunity? Participating on a webinar hosted by the Ecumenical Leadership Council of South Africa on a topic, is the post-apartheid church facing an existential crisis, the former DA leader Mmusi Maimane labeled the church in South Africa as a sleeping giant. Few can argue against the assertion that the South African church is in a deep slumber. The question is why the South African church is so ineffective in influencing the political landscape and deliberately altering the plight of the majority of our people who live below the bread. The answer lies in the fact that the church has become complacent, the church has become disjointed, and the church has been racialized in its effort to stem the tide of poverty. The church is disjointed because whatever interventions that are carried out are done in silos, and as a result, their effect is not noticeable nor effective. Christian media can also assist and play an increasingly large role in the lives of most South Africans. We also must critically examine the benefits and drawbacks of the Christian media in relation to influence the church and our society. In doing so, we also must ask ourselves, how can we use Christian media to enhance our spiritual lives, further the growth of the gospel, and be instruments of salt and light in a fallen world? The majority of the poor view the church as elitist, and attendance rate among young people especially has dropped significantly. I ask myself, what is the solution? I do not for 1 minute profess to have exhaustive answers to this problem, but I think I can propose a few suggestions. Number 1, the Christian church needs to make deliberate efforts of unity, united efforts and interventions towards a common goal. Secondly, the Christian church needs to create a voting bloc of Christian and start choosing leaders that will advance the Christian agenda. While prayers and demonstrations are important, the time of a practical show of force based on an ecumenical agenda has arrived. The church needs to create tangible poverty alleviation outreach programs in community in which they operate and in their surroundings. Thirdly, our churches need to act as multi-purpose centers that aid the communities around us and not elitist metrocities that do not add value to communities. Our assignment and mandate is to help out neighbors, and when Jesus returns, we will be rewarded. It is time for the proverbial sleeping giant to rise up and shake South Africa's foundation for good. God bless.